Good morning, YouTube world. Welcome back. Hochman Fabrication and Speed. Ben Hochman here. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. And quick intro, I'm the owner, I'm the operator, and we specialize in building race cars and race car components that look as good as they perform. I hope everyone's doing well, considering all the world events that are going on out right now. But we're here to help give you some new distraction, new content, give you something to smile about. And quick update for you on what's going on here at the shop. Let me see if I can flip this around. Struggle with this. If you're not familiar with this project, this is a Formula SAE car, former Formula SAE car chassis that a customer brought in with a Kawasaki ZX-10R motor in it and wanted me to build a turbo kit for it. So last week we completed the turbo kit. I've still got to do the downpipe, which is pretty straightforward. This is just going to run kind of back here and dump downward, and the wastegate is going to do the same kind of shape and flow. But this one was definitely a challenge given the space and the requested location. It's been an interesting project, to say the least. It's definitely been a new challenge. One of the things that we ended up doing, or I ended up doing in order to mitigate the new challenge for me, that was all these runners are all divided on their own flange. And typically a manifold that I build is gonna have a solid flange right up against the head there. And since those were all separated, I hid a little stainless steel rod to help keep them separated. By the way, Dane, thanks, I really appreciate that. It's good to hear from you. And so I've tacked it neatly in the back side to help keep everything consistent, so when he pulls it apart, nothing's gonna flex or pull apart on each other. It took a lot of time and was really time consuming, in addition to using more material than I typically use, because basically after I'd weld each of the runners solid, as I'm welding it to the collector, I basically had to put each one on the collector, on the car, in the location that it needed to be, weld it to the actual collector, and then weld it to the rod. Put the next one on, and then repeat the process. So it was time consuming, to say the least. Normally I would do like 2 at a time and knock it out in half the time, but unfortunately, based on the scope of work and what it required in order to get it perfect, that's what I did. You can also see I integrated a nice little turbo mount there. Obviously, this thing needs to be supported well, and that thing's not going anywhere. It's just mounted onto one of the bolts that's on the back side of the compressor housing. So the next thing that I got to do on this project is develop an intake manifold. So that's the new challenge we're going to be coming across on this one. A lot more to come on this one though, so stay tuned. For now though, we're going to hop over here to the 1971 Opel Manta. This is a cool car, definitely one that I've never worked on before, and from my understanding, based on the owner, this spends a lot of its time at Road America. So it's actually the only one that we know of that's in the United States that's still racing. I don't know about you guys, but I really like this body style. It's interesting. It looks a lot like a Camaro in the front. I mean, you remove that emblem, and if you don't know much about cars, you probably think this is a Camaro coming towards you. Aside from, you know, the rest of the body features that are very unique in itself. But this is a carbureted car. Also something new for me. I don't really get an opportunity to touch very many carbureted cars. And he's having me do some manifold work. Just giving you guys sort of a peek around this thing, because it's really interesting. Most of the cars that are brought in here, with the exception of a couple of Mustangs, are usually imports. And it's fun to get some new content and some new lessons is what I'm gonna have here. So he's brought me in this manifold, this production manifold, and because of the uniqueness of this car, they really don't make anything for these cars anymore. And they surely don't have much of an aftermarket for them. So he wants to have more flow. And what's interesting about this setup on these cars is the bolts that hold the intake manifold into place are the same ones that hold the manifold. So I've got to remove the intake and the carburetor setup and get this all out of the way, and then get the new manifold that he's purchased mocked up onto here. And then from there, we're just gonna kind of wing it and see what I come up with. We talked about eliminating this flange because it's antiquated considering we can work with V-bands nowadays. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop this off, and I'm probably gonna take some, whatever size this is, probably 2 1/4, maybe 2 inch, definitely 2 inch, not 2 1/4, and sort of create a collector from there, put it into a V-band, maybe figure out how I can expand it, because he wants as much flow as he can get. We talked about trying to get 3 inch, 3 1/2 maybe. So that's kind of what's to come. But this is what I'm jumping on today. These guys have been patiently waiting for me to get the time and my schedule to start focusing all of my attention on this. So now that the manifold's done on the Formula SAE car, I'm gonna focus on getting the exhaust done on this car so that this guy can be on his way. We'll jump back on the Formula SAE car and continue development on this. That's just kind of how I'm doing things here until all these world events, as I'll call them, blow over. And then I'm going to be on the hunt for some more help, because as you can see, I definitely need more help in here. I've got a laundry list of orders that have come through, along with people that have requested some other work, just some daily local drop off or some quick service or whatever the case may be, and I'm trying to fit them into my schedule. I've got a removable tube front end that's coming up next as well. As a matter of fact, before I can even jump on the Formula SAE car, I've got to get that done, and I've got some other appointments in the mix as well. But as far as cool content goes, this is what I'm bringing at you, and I hope you guys like it. If you do, definitely hit the like button, and if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, and when the track's open, see what's going on with the Black Zenith, because I really haven't shown you anything on that. That car has gone under tremendous changes and development. It is very close to completion. I'm at the point now where I'm getting ready to develop the turbo kit. It's back at the OG shop, as I call it, which is my own home shop where all this began originally. And I'm just focusing on all the changes with that car, getting the turbo kit finished on that when I'm not here working on the customer cars, and just trying to keep a positive attitude, which is all we can do at this time. So I hope you and all your family members are doing well. I appreciate you visiting me here on the channel, and I'll do my best to keep you guys in the loop as things develop here in the shop. But until then, take care. We'll see you soon. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll bring some more good stuff your way. Take care.